Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to day 3, the final day of the Heal the Feminine Masterclass. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. Some of you have been sending me your homework and your journaling prompts and all of the good stuff. And so I just want to say thank you so much for spending this time with me and letting me be a part of your healing journey. There's nothing more that I hold with more esteem than those of you that trust me to come along with you on that journey and be a part of that journey with you. So thank you so much. Today we're talking about becoming your own beloved. It's the biggest step into your healing the feminine journey, because ultimately when we are seeking externally validation, love, affirmation, any of the things that we desire, if we're looking for outside of ourselves, we're ultimately in a distorted reality with our feminine. And to be in the healthy feminine is to go within, to come back home to your temple, to the truth of your body as your temple, this energetic embodiment as your temple, this aura of your being, these chakras that you are endowed with, to come back home to that and become your own beloved. 9 times out of 10, one of the first things I hear from women working with me is that when we're talking about relationships, relationship to a partner, relationship to business associates, relationship to friends, is that you wish that you were more held in esteem, or more, received more love, or were seen more, or you wish that your partner, was emotionally available to you or supported you in some way. But when we dig a little bit deeper, what we find is that you, as the feminine predominant being, are still bullying your inner feminine. You're still not respecting and not holding adoration and love for your inner feminine. So then how can you receive love from the place where you're bullying yourself, right? So many people want to feel adored and be in their feminine, but then within their own self, they're using their own inner masculine to bully their own inner feminine. Okay, and what this looks like is in business and work, you set a goal, you want to have a thing, and then as you're working towards getting that thing, you're really mean to yourself, you're really judging yourself, and you're judging your emotions about navigating towards getting that goal. So this inner bullying that we do around our feminine comes out into the world. It is energetically transmitted to the people around us. And we're seeing this as a reflection in our society. So gaslighting, emotionally bullying people. This is all part of what's happening right now in the collective and what we're working actively to hopefully alchemize. But that can't happen if you really don't like yourself. And you really don't like your feminine, and you're really mean to your feminine, and you're really mean to yourself about your emotions. And it's so common because we've been programmed and conditioned to do this, and this is how the feminine stays small. This is how the feminine stays in the shadow. So let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about and if you felt this. And if you're just joining, hello, say hello in the comments, because I can't see who's here and say hello, and I love to do that. So even if you're watching the replay, #replay, let me know that you're here so that I can say hello to you. And this is a co-creative journey, so it helps me to know kind of who's in here with me, who's spending time with me. So today we're talking about becoming your own beloved and how we can't really do that if we're not in healthy relationship to our feminine. And what does it look like to be in healthy relationship with our feminine? Well, on day 1, we talked about really becoming aware of our judgments, and anything that we're judging, we're really afraid of. And what tends to happen is our inner masculine will armor up and not express, not emote, not allow for this flow and this movement of the feminine. And this is the unhealthy part of the masculine. The healthy part of the masculine wants to hold space for the feminine and trust the feminine to emote and express, and that not making it mean anything about your feminine, right? That your feminine can cry in one moment and then in the very next moment be laughing her head off, and it's all beautiful and it's all perfect, right? The masculine, the healthy masculine knows that. The unhealthy masculine had to come online and overcompensate for the feminine because the feminine was being wounded. She was being told she shouldn't cry. She was being told that throwing a temper tantrum got her a spanking or physical punishment. Like all of these things that happen in early childhood and around our schooling. If you're talking to other students when you're in kindergarten, you might have, like me, had to like put your head down, shame, guilt, put your head down at the desk while everyone else was outside playing. Like that was literally a punishment that I had. And so of course, these things are being stored. Hi, Tressa. It just showed that you're watching. Hi. Of course, these things are stored in our subconscious mind. And if we're not holding that sacred space for ourselves, this is the healthy masculine, to express and emote and clear and get those things moving and flowing out and really asking the energy, is this mine or was this something that was put upon me? And a lot of the times it is just clearing that conditional programming, that conditional kind of distortion of the feminine, right? So there's that, and there's also where we started to believe that story, where we started to believe that we had to be in that over masculine push, push, push energy. We had to be in that energy of showing your accolades and excelling and being all ego in order to be successful in this world. And so there has to be that inner reckoning and that inner healing with that part of yourself that had to believe the lie in order to survive, that had to believe the lie in order to be accepted by your family or your community or your school. And that takes the inner work, that takes going in and really alchemizing those past beliefs and changing them into something more healthy. So when we're talking about doing this work and we're talking about kind of stepping into this role, it requires this unconditional love, this becoming your own beloved energy, because otherwise, why would you do the work? Why would you want to go in and do the work unless you truly valued yourself, unless you truly loved yourself enough to do the work? So regardless if this is something that you decide to do with me and stepping into the year-long membership with me, which is on a separate post here in our group, and if you're not in our group, the link will be below, where you have support and someone holding that space for you to step into your higher self version, your truest gifts here on the planet. Like if you're called into that work and you want support in that, that program is definitely the place to be. Or if you're just doing this on your own, in your own way, in your own unique journey, in your own unique process, regardless of what it takes or what it looks like, you have to value yourself enough. You have to love yourself enough to invest the time, energy, resources into this work. And anyone that you see shining in their feminine here on planet Earth has invested time, resources, and energy into this process because it's not held in high esteem in our society right now. It is just starting. It is just starting to edge its way into the kind of mainstream thinking or mainstream embodiment. But it is not something that is supported. It is not something that you can typically get, college credit for. So I just want to applaud you if you're here and you're doing the work and you're starting to value yourself enough to become your own beloved. And what starts to shift and what starts to happen when you alchemize those judgments, like we talked about in day one, and you really get honest about your true desires and your true calling in this lifetime, and where when you were a kid you got in trouble for doing certain things that are ultimately your gifts. And now day 3 here, we're really about the de-armoring and the valuing of yourself in order to step into this truth and this alchemy now. Not next year, not in a decade, not next month, like right here, right now. What are the choices that you're going to make at this beautiful lunation to step into your own self-worth and your own self-love at this time? Where do you want to be supported? Where do you want to be held? Where are you choosing and you're deciding for yourself that you are worthy enough to step into this new pathway, to step into this feminine leadership? And so if you're feeling that call, I have two special offers. So one is what I talked about yesterday, which is the year-long membership with me. It's 4 deep dives throughout the year, quarterly at each season. I've done this for several years in the past, and it seems to be just such a sweet spot for having that deep dive with me throughout the whole year. 4 courses with me, which I listed out, and they are so varied in terms of where you need support in the feminine energy. Is it in your business alignment? Is it in relationships? Is it in your boundaries? Is it in your intuitive development or your energy medicine? All of those things are available through the courses that I have at a self-paced journey way. And then Voxer support, which is just a walkie-talkie app where we check in with each other in between the times where we have those deep dives. Those deep dives are powerful. They're about 2.5 hours long. We go into the astrology, we go into your embodiment, and so what's living and breathing inside of you, what energies are ready to be alchemized and shifted into something healthier. So it's big work, it's beautiful work. I'm here for it. And if you're ready for that, that can include the next offering, which is Feminine Leadership. I'm doing this live. This will be round 3 of this beautiful journey. The women that do this journey are always sad that it's over, always wanting more, and that is how plentiful and how robust the feminine energy is, because there's always more to create from, there's always more to pull from. And this journey is like no other, in which we go into each one of the archetypes of the feminine. There's 13, and we go into your astrological placement and where this lives and breathes within your own body, energy, life, area of life, all the things. And so this journey can be included in the Manifesting Miracles membership, which I have 4 spots for right now, currently 4 spots. They may be going soon. 4 spots for it. And so you can include the feminine leadership journey in that, or you could just decide to take the feminine leadership journey on its own. It's at early registration until July 31st. It's my birthday. And so if you're interested in that journey, it is going to go from August to end of November. It's a beautiful way to just get to know this work better, get to know me better, I get to know you better. And it's a small group, because we do go into each person's astrological chart, and that takes some time. It's a small group journey. I open it up for 6 women. Typically it stays pretty small, and it's a beautiful cohort of women that get to know each other. So if you're interested in that journey with me, I do have a payment plan for that, and it's on early registration until July 31st, and we start on August 26th. That all being said, those are just some ways that you can really take charge and ownership of holding the sacred space for yourself to do your healing work and to step into your feminine leadership in a bigger way. So this is the time for you to really honor and love yourself enough to make some shift in your life. So we looked at the judgments, we looked at your purpose, and now it's about choosing something new today and creating the springboard for yourself to step into your feminine in a healthier, more loving way, to end the inner bullying, the inner criticisms, the inner comparing to other women, to other feminine leaders, and really start to honor yourself and your unique expression and your unique way of being in this feminine energy. I want to thank you all so much for being here, and I want to just tell you that it's meant the world to me that you've spent these 3 modules with me, and I hope to get to know you better. Take good care of yourself, and thank you for being here.